Gentlemen, let's watch this clip and I'll be right back.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 1 beyond a reasonable doubt. The homicide was committed for pecuniary gain, and the homicide was committed by means of the administration of any substance administered in a lethal amount, dosage, or quantity. Count 2, attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 2 beyond a reasonable doubt. The attempted homicide was committed for pecuniary gain. Count 3, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 4, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 5, forgery. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of forgery. It's signed by the foreperson. Please have a seat. Madam Foreperson, is this the verdict that the jury reached unanimously?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you may have a seat.
Alright fellas, you've watched the video, now let's get into it. Imagine marrying a woman who vows to love you forever, but secretly plots to end your life for money. That's what prosecutors say happened in Utah, where Kouri Richins, the woman who even wrote a children's book about grief after her husband's death, has now been found guilty of murdering him. Eric Richins thought he was just sharing a drink with his wife, but prosecutors say that that cocktail contained 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. But why? Investigators claim Kouri was drowning in a $4.5 million debt and believed killing her husband would give her access to his $4 million estate. Now, if you have listened to this point and you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now, because we break down stories like this and connect them to the bigger questions men are asking about relationships today. Alright, now here's the chilling part. This wasn't even her first attempt. Prosecutors revealed she once gave him a fentanyl-laced sandwich that made him black out. Imagine living with a woman who tries to poison you, then acts like nothing happened. Meanwhile, she was promoting her grief book. Are you with me? On TV and radio, prosecutors say it was all part of a cover-up. And during all of this, listen, she was also seeing another man. As it is right now, she's awaiting sentencing on May 13th. Now here's the bigger issues. Stories like these fuel the growing belief among men that marriage has become a high-risk game. Between financial vulnerability, entitlement, and betrayals, this extreme, many men are asking themselves, is commitment worth the gamble in today's world? Stories like these don't just stay in the news. They reshape how men think about women, marriage, and relationships. Because as a man, the person you trust the most, your wife, is also the person you are most vulnerable to. Cases like these force men to ask, how well do I really know my woman? What risks are hidden in this relationship? And how much of her true character lies beneath the surface? Extreme examples may not happen every day, but they plant a fear that is hard to erase. Once men see it, they can't unsay the possibility that it could happen to them. In my last video, I broke down 2 clips showing the chaos and control men face in their marriages. And I emphasize this, it is not sex a man wants, he can get that anywhere. It is not food, he can order Chinese or eat out. What men truly want in a relationship are respect and peace. And beyond that is life. Because how can a man trust that his life is safe in the hands of the woman he's with? This case is heading toward sentencing, but beyond the legal outcome, it leaves behind something more lasting. A question: are men still willing to take the risk of marriage and commitment in modern times? Or has it become too dangerous? Women often ask, where are all the men? They notice men don't show up anymore at singles events. They are not rushing into marriage and they are not lining up for commitment. But it is not because men hate women or are scared of them. It's because men are in self-preservation mode. They have seen too many stories where trust was broken, loyalty was absent, and love was replaced with manipulation or exploitation. You see, marriage used to be a sacred institution built on trust, loyalty, and love. It was about building a life together, not tearing one apart. But what we see today is far from that ideal. And little wonder, many men are opting out of the game entirely. They are choosing peace over risk, independence over vulnerability, and self-preservation over blind trust. So, the question becomes, in a world where betrayal can cost not just your money, but your very life, are men still willing to take that risk in marriage and commitment? Or has the gamble become too dangerous to play? Do stories like this change how you see relationships? Or are they just rare exceptions that get too much attention? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.